I think it's a stunning piece of history and of green space around a city with a very nice human scale, I would say. And when I first came here, my impression was really that people are living this city. So they occupy the space, they put their benches outside. So that's a good sign of how much people are rooted within an urban context, and that for me was great. It doesn't happen so much yet at the Single, but it does happen, and so I think it would be nice if there's more of that happening. Well, we think that we have to start thinking about what we are missing when we walk within the Single. And we've been walking and driving the whole Single by boat, by bike and on foot. And some of the pieces are already wonderful. Some will become wonderful, like the Mehlfabrik and the northeastern park, which has to grow still. But some are simply not visible. So orientation is difficult. And I'm very much convinced that what we need is more orientation, visibility, and especially usability of the water, which at the moment functions like a street and is just something nice to look at. Well, our approach is working with visibility and identity in picking on existing elements rather than adding so much and highlighting those elements. And I think what we should quickly do is developing a story with the people living in Leiden, using these existing elements like the bridges which go over the Single and the existing green spaces as such, and to develop them further. So it can be very simple things at the very beginning, whereas the bigger things can come much later, like creating some more pearls, as you named them, these kind of green pearls or public space pearls, which can happen also later in the coming years. Well, the small things are opening up, so just opening up fences, taking out infrastructural elements, putting them either underground or just placing them a little bit beside, to open vistas into the green spaces, to make them integrated into a social context so that it becomes part of our daily life and not something hidden. And the second thing is to name the Single. When I first came to Leiden, I had and was walking over the bridge from the station. I was saying, oh, how nice, another watercourse. Nobody realizes that this is the former fortification of Leiden and has a more than 6 kilometer long story. So I think we have to name things. We just have to basically put some information for the people, but not much more at the very beginning. And then step by step adding other measures, which could be putting it in light. For example, at night, your wonderful bridges are mostly dark, and we propose to have a very, very simple light intervention, which makes them visible with a specific color possibly. And to work that space, that is basically what we would start with. And then we would like to take the existing elements in Leiden, occupying public space, transforming them into a park feature and using that. For example, the planting pots could be transformed into an iconic planting pot for the Single area, which continues all around, or a bench which could be found and placed in strategic locations, which you see again and again and again all around, just with a specific color and high comfort, in order to attract people to use the space, specifically thinking about the older generation, which needs a different kind of comfort and visibility.